So for some reason, the Grammys dislike Ariana Grande. They seem to always skip her for Album of the Year, even though she's made some of the best albums of the past 10 years, and she's probably the best singer of her generation. But they skipped her for Eternal Sunshine, her latest album, once again. However, she was nominated for Best Pop Duo Group and Performance with a remix of The Boy Is Mine. So she did a take on The Boy Is Mine, made by Brandy and Monica back in 1998, produced by Dallas Austin and Rodney Jerkins. And shout out to Dallas, man. I haven't heard from him in a long time. So she made the song, and then they did a remix. Someone said, "Why don't we put Brandy and Monica on there?" And maybe it was Ariana, maybe it was somebody else. But they jumped on the track and it was fantastic. And now they're up for Best Pop Duo Group and Performance at the 2025 Grammys. I really want them to win. One, I like to see Ariana win something just because she's had a great year with Wicked and she's a fantastic singer. But most importantly, I want to see Brandy and Monica win. Brandy and Monica have not won a Grammy since 1999 for The Boy Is Mine. And not just separately, like not as a combo, just as is, Brandy and Monica has not won any Grammys at all since The Boy Is Mine in 1999, which is just ridiculous, especially when you think of all the songs both of them had since that time. Hey, shout out to Mekhi Phifer, man. Young Mekhi Phifer was in that video with them, the original Boy Is Mine. If you don't know the story, Mekhi wasn't really an actor when he first started out. Like Spike Lee was casting for Clockers in New York. I guess Mekhi's boy went in for the cast for in the casting call. Mekhi went with him, and I guess they asked him, "You wanna try this?" And he was like, "Yeah, okay, I guess." And he read the script, and he got the role, and we've been seeing Mekhi ever since. He was recently on Law and Order, the original Law and Order. He was all puffy in the face. Hey man, we're all getting old. But I miss seeing Mekhi and Omar Epps, man. Not just the talented brothers. They're unks now, but still, they're still fantastic actors. I hope we can see them again. So back to The Boy Is Mine. So when I was thinking about The Boy Is Mine and Brandy and Monica, I started thinking like, man, what are my favorite songs by them? And I'm asking you guys too, what is your favorite songs or albums by Brandy and Monica? So when it comes to Monica, I'll go with Don't Take It Personal. The first track, I think, produced by Dallas Austin. And I remember when it first came out because I said, wow, she's using the same samples as LL Cool J's Backseat of My Jeep, which is really cool. And if you go back to that time period, like in 94, Aaliyah came out and Brandy came out and Monica came out in 95. Those are three fantastic debut albums from three teenage girls that we never heard about. Probably the most famous was probably Brandy because she was on that Thea Thaddeus show back in the day. But outside of that, go back to listen to Aaliyah's debut and Monica's debut and Brandy's debut, man. They're fantastic albums, fantastic. And I think my favorite Monica track is probably "So Gone," what she made in the 2000s with Missy Elliott. New Monica. Oh, the sample they used was great. Man, Missy Elliott, because at that point, Missy and Timbaland weren't really producing together, and Missy was on her own. Man, she was working on Monica. She was working on Fantasia. She was working on Sierra. That Missy Elliott, man, I love Missy. But "So Gone" is great. That video, like Monica looked great in that song. I always thought that between Monica and Brandy, Monica had the stronger vocal. Brandy was better at picking more hit singles, but Monica had the stronger vocal. A little bit stronger. Brandy's good, but Monica was always a little bit stronger. But yeah, "So Gone" is just fantastic. And was it "Before You Walk Out of My Life"? That was good too. So when you look at Brandy's interesting. Because for a lot of people, if you say what's their favorite album, they would say Full Moon, which is all produced by Rodney Jerkins. And I totally get it. Full Moon, fantastic album, good album. I totally get it. But for me, my favorite Brandy album is still her debut album. That song was a hit, like Seamus would say, banger after banger after banger. Man, first we start off with "I Want to Be Down." And I haven't heard that track in a while. And over the summer, there was like a Black British club. And there's all these women, and some dudes, all these women were just singing "I Want to Be Down." And the lyrics are so good, man. It wasn't about WAP. It wasn't about how good my stuff is. I want to ride you all night long. She's just saying, I just want to be down. I want to be down with you. Oh, man. Could I be the type of girl you be down for? Oh, Can we give that back something to the kids? Can we get them like a wholesome, cool song for a teenage girl when you have to worry about sexuality? She's like, hey man, I just want to know if I could be down with you. And then she followed it up with, baby, 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 don't you know that you're so fine? Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh. And then she had Best Friend, with the first time we saw Ray J. And that album was produced by Keith Crouch. I always felt like Keith Crouch should have always been in Brandy's world somewhat, because they had great chemistry with each other. And again, she was fine with Rodney Jerkins, but that debut album was so good. So when she went away from Keith Crouch, I was like, oh. Now she was still successful, but it's like, man, that first album was magic. And she had that song Brokenhearted off that first album. The original was excellent. And then she did the remix of Wanya from Boyz II Men. Man, when you hear that track, if you haven't listened to Brokenhearted, the remix, fantastic. It reminded me of Spend My Life With You with Eric Benet and Tamia. It's just, you don't hear those types of duets anymore. And you felt like back then, are they messing around? But Wanya was older than her. And then years later, we found out that they were dating. And because Wanya talked about it. Today they couldn't date. She was too young. He was too old. And they'll be, man, Wanya probably be canceled today. But back then, I remember, man, in college, I would hear young ladies talk. And they say, oh, yeah, I was in high school. And I dated this dude. He was in college. Or he's in the military. Or he had an apartment and a car. Those things happened a lot back in the day. Like today, it's a little bit different. You know, you get jammed up and dudes go to jail for this stuff. But back in the day, talk to your mamas and your aunties or your cousins. Somebody dated some dude in a car in their 20s, and your auntie or somebody was like 16 years old. It did happen, but you can't do that today. But yeah, but that song Brokenhearted was fantastic. Oh, so good. Go check it out. Now, my favorite song by Brandy overall is Talk About Our Love, the track she did also in the 2000s with Kanye West. This is college dropout Kanye. This is backpack Kanye. This is Kanye wearing the sweaters and the pink shirts. That's that dude. Fantastic. The sample on that is great. The video is crazy. The interaction between Brandy and Kanye was good, because you look at them, it's like, man, did they date her too? It's like, Brandy's one of those sneaky, sexy gals. You know, back in the day, back in that time period, he's like, man, who's hot? And he's like, well, I don't know, Halle Berry, Tyra Banks, Janet Jackson, you know. And Brandy's name probably doesn't come up too much. Like Monica kind of carried the sexy thing a bit, right? And you kind of look past Brandy, but I think Brandy's one of those chicks you see, you know, in a bookstore, you know, or she's picking up like a spinach. And it's like, who's that girl over there? She looked all right. Let me go talk to her. She's one of those sneaky underground chicks. So shout out to Brandy Norwood. Shout out to Monica Arnold. I hope they win for Best Pop Duo Group and Performance. That might not be on TV. It would be fantastic if that award is on TV. But see, the thing about the Grammys is they don't show a lot of awards. They show a ton of performances, not enough awards. So they might get that award before, if they win. They might get that before the show is on. But I would really love to see them win and go up on stage with Ariana. And because I think we deserve that. I think we should give them flowers, even though giving people flowers is kind of repetitive at this point, you know, because I don't know if people say that as much anymore. But yeah, we should honor them more. In fact, BET, it's time for y'all to give Brandy and Monica their own Legends Awards separately, of course. Don't put them together, because they deserve. They've done way many things apart. So separately, like 1 year do Brandy, 1 year do Monica, because I think they deserve it. MTV probably won't ever give them a Vanguard Award, but it's fantastic. So tell me once again, what is your favorite song by Brandy and Monica? And also tell me, what's your favorite album by, if you're an Ariana Grande fan, what's your favorite album by Ariana Grande?